Now in Wuchang Fallen Feathers, there's going to be a whole bunch of goodies for you to grab as you progress and play through the game. Of course you're going to have your weapons and your armor sets, but one of the main things you should also look out for is going to be your Jade Pendants. I'll be going over the best ones to pick up early, starting off with this very first one that you can pick up right near the start of the game by just defeating a standard enemy just before you get to the Revenant Temple. He's going to drop this pendant, which is going to be the Gourd Pendant. Believe it or not, for a first drop, this one's actually pretty amazing. As anyone who likes a bit of damage mitigation, this one's going to help you out a bit with your build, because when you do go below 30% health, so in those tricky situations, that's when this kicks in and you're going to get a bit of extra damage mitigation, allowing you to get an extra hit or two before you can kind of potion up and get back into the fight. Now the next lot of pendants, these ones are going to be nice and easy as they're all going to be situated in a very similar place all around the kind of Shoe Sanctum area. First one, when you're making it all the way up the stairs, you're going to be just at this part, just before the boss room, and on the right hand side here you're going to want to pick this up, and that's going to be the bloodstained letter. From there, head back to your shrine, and then you're going to want to head back to where you were before, over at the Revenant Temple, where there'll be an NPC that you want to hand this over to. So you go walk forward, have a little chat with the lady here, and then after exhausting her dialogue, she's going to reward you with another pendant, and that's going to be this pendant, the Luduan pendant. Overall, this is an amazing pendant to have, but I'd say it's probably a little bit more suited to the magic casters or for people that are a little bit later on in the game who have a nice bit of stamina about themselves, because although it does give you some damage mitigation, it does mean you cost extra stamina when you're using your weapons. For a lot of builds, this is something you won't want to equip, especially early game, but for magic users or for people who have got a lot of stamina going on, this one can be ideal. For our next one, this is going to be one of the optional bosses that you can take out. Again, just in the surrounding area to Shoe Sanctum, you're going to find this blood-stained staircase that you're going to want to ascend, and then just inside here is going to be this huge monstrosity, aptly named gluttonous monstrosity, Luduan. This guy can be a little bit tricky early, but as long as you've got a bit of damage about yourself, he shouldn't be too complicated compared to some of the other bosses later on. So dwindle down his health, watch out for some of his screens, and eventually, hopefully you'll take him down without too many issues, and once you are, you'll be rewarded with a few nice things, and one of them is going to be the Jade Sakaka. This is perfect because then you're going to be able to go straight back to Shoe Sanctum, one of the vendors there, Tao Queen. This is going to help you out because it's going to unlock a few pieces of his inventory, and the one we're after, which is just amazing. I'll probably be using this most of the way through the game, and that's the Fiend Pendant. This thing, just having it on, means you do extra damage to the larger sized enemies, and there's a lot of them around in this game, so it's well worth having equipped if you can manage to fit it in your build. Next up, we're going to be heading over to the Mercury Workshop, which is unlocked as soon as you actually defeat the boss at the top floor of Shoe Sanctum, and we'll be heading off just down this direction. You're going to want to make your way down, go over to the left hand side, and then you're going to want to proceed and fall off of the ledge. Then just keep running all the way forward. Be careful because there are a whole bunch of enemies here who just love to kind of jump out and grab you, wasting a little bit of your time. So if you can, try and run past them and avoid them. But when you make it just up here, I would say try and take these guys out, because otherwise they tend to grab you when you're on the ladder and make things a whole bunch harder for yourself. But you're going to climb up the ladder, and when you get right up to the top here, then again you're just going to run all the way out the exit, make it all the way forward till eventually you're going to want to turn left. These guys can be a bit of a pain depending on how much you've got going on your build, so you may want to avoid them, just run straight past and then just keep running all the way around. And you can't really go wrong at this point. You're just going to make it all the way through, dodge over the traps, and then right at the very end is going to be a chest that you may have spotted an absolute age ago, because this one took me a little while to find, and it's going to be right next to the broken ladder that's close to the shrine you spawned in at. I was actually looking for this for quite some time, so it's good that it's got something nice in it, and it's something that again you may want to equip, especially for certain bosses, and that's going to be the Dracolich Pendant. The great thing about this completely negates Scream, so any bosses that does do that gives you a whole bunch of uptime on your damage, because they'll be doing that, you'll be able to hit them and hopefully diminish quite a bit of health, and as well as that it also gives you a little bit of inbuilt damage negation. Again, now at the bottom floor of the Mercury Workshop. For this one, I think it's one that you'll probably find quite easy. If I remember correctly, it's on the standard path that you actually need to go to make it to the boss. But once you see this little walkway just here, you're going to want to first off tackle any of the enemies that are there, because otherwise they can actually knock you into the blood, which unfortunately completely knocks you out. So you may want to be a bit patient and take him down when you can. But after that, you're going to walk forward, and there's going to be 2 items here that are well worth grabbing. The first one's going to be a Lost Remains, helping you out with your potions. And the second one, for the pendant, is going to be one of probably my favourite ones in the game. And that's going to be the Twin Infant Pendant. Anything you can get that helps you with stamina is amazing, especially early on in the game. And this one increases your stamina recovery speed, so it works absolutely perfect for anyone who's going to be swinging their weapon around constantly. Last but definitely not least, you're going to be taking on the boss of this instance. So again, you're going to be at the very same place that we were originally, which is going to be the Mercury Workshop. And when you reach the very bottom, obviously you're going to be facing the boss, which is going to be this one right here, the Blightweaver Great Centipede. This guy can be a bit tricky depending on when you get here and what you've got going on with your weapons and such. But if you've got a nice flame build going, he tends to get taken down quite easily. So just play it safe, dwindle down his health, and eventually you'll take him down, and again nab yourself some great goodies in the process. One of which is going to be another collectible item that you're going to hand over to the vendor back at Shoe Sanctum, and once you do hand that in, he's going to unlock more wares, and one of the ones that he gives you is going to be this one, the Bird Pendant. Perfect for anyone who's using a magic build, for example, as this one's going to increase your magic damage. Overall, all of these are absolutely amazing, depends what you're going for in your build, but they're well worth picking up, and some of them are definitely missable if you don't know where to look. But yeah, they're going to be the best early game ones. I'm going to bring out a whole bunch more content in the way as well, giving you some build guides, as well as some great places to farm XP, and a whole bunch more content in the way. Hopefully this helped a few of you guys and girls out. As always, Wolfins Gaming, take care. I'll see you on the next day.